I think we are on. Let me make sure. All right, yeah, there we go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy, Dr. Will Rogers, a.k.a. Master Teacher 33, and today is, what is today? Tuesday, that's right, Tuesday, March the 22nd. Tuesday, March the 22nd of 2022. And the time, early show today, time is 12:15, little after 12:15 Central Time. As always, brothers, got a powerful message. We're going to jump right in talking about peak performance today. That's who I be. That's what we do. So we're going to break this down, give you an understanding of what I mean by operating at your peak, being able to express, expose, and expand your highest possible vibration. And what we're talking about when we talk about your highest possible vibration, that's different for everybody. One of the things that I've learned over the years, and it took some time to get to this space or this place when it comes to high vibration, is that when we talk about a step-by-step process, no two people are the same. So what works for me may or may not. Check my phones here just a second. All right, there we go. So what works for me may or may not work for you. So we want to break down this process of over and understanding, because at the end of the day, we all unconsciously, usually, actually would like to operate at our highest possible frequency. Even the people who say they don't, deep down inside they do. They just don't think it's attainable. So one of the things that I am kind of rebranding, if you will, or refocusing moving forward is on peak performance coaching only. From the perspective of understanding that peak performance simply means high performance. Doesn't necessarily have to do with speed, as you may or may not understand. It has to do with authentic expression, simply meaning that everybody on this call, you're designed in a specific way to express, I'm going to use the word your mind. So mind is the observer, and reality is what is being observed. So in order for you to operate at your highest possible peak, we need to understand and understand what that means, not only for you, but for everybody, because we all are here to perform or to operate at the highest possible level. Now, again, many people are not interested, but the reason that they're not interested is because they really, deep down inside, they don't believe that it's obtainable. Because if they really believed that it was obtainable, then they would be in pursuit. Now, the first key to understand what we're talking about today is success is the worthwhile pursuit. Now, you've heard me say that before, but the reason why that is so important is because once you realize that you have obtained the thing that you desire, the moment that you make the decision to pursue it, what happens is it changes your frequency to a totally different frequency. So when we're talking about these three keys today to assist you with operating at the highest possible level, the first thing is what I call a worthwhile pursuit. So it must be worth your while. So it is this worthwhile pursuit of a worthy goal. So in order for you to operate at your highest possible level, at the peak, and this is what I'm really focusing on for the rest of this year, not only in the management class, People Development Center, but for the Life Management Center, the roundtable meeting, everything is going to be centered around peak performance. Because if we're going to do this thing here, we might as well do it, right? I mean, while we're here, we might as well, we might as well go all out. If we're on the planet, we might as well dominate peak performance. So this peak performance, or this high performance. And remember, people think that has to do with, energy and effort. People think it's kind of like hang gliding or, like an eagle. When an eagle flies up so high, the eagle can maintain that height because it's the wind. It's riding off the wind. The wind is carrying the eagle. It actually requires less effort. Peak performance actually requires less effort than settling for whatever it is that we're settling for. So when we're talking about this peak performance, that word performance is kind of that's kind of a bad word from the perspective of nobody wants to perform. We're not, we're not animals in a cage performing some type of a trick. And so I use the word performance very loosely because what we're talking about when we talk about the word performance, we're talking about action or process. So really, performance is peak process. Because remember, process doesn't make you perfect. Process just moves you or carries you closer. So we're not interested in perfection. We're interested in movement. We're interested in development. So this is peak process. This is another term that you can use. This is peak development. Thus, the People Development Center. And so I'm always looking at different ways of saying the same thing so that way I can connect and I can reach more people. Not more people as in volume, more people as in performance or depth, simply meaning that results. So this is peak performance, has to do, again, with peak processes. Or another word for performance is the word that we all know, and that is the word action. So we could talk about peak action. Another word for this word performance that we don't really think about too much, and that is the word fulfillment. So now remember, all of these are terms, and each term hits and resonates with a different person differently. So another word for performance is also the word execution. So we could talk about this ability to, execute. And we could go on. So the word performance, I'm using that word loosely because the word really means the fulfillment of a promise, the implementation of a promise, especially one that you've made to yourself. When we talk about this word performance, all of these words, again, are worlds. And so you want to select the one world that does it for you. So I like the word implementation. The word implementation does it for me. So this is like I'm a peak implementation coach, if you want to use that term. Because my job is to assist you with implementation. One of the things that's missing as I talk to people, and even within my own life, I'm always looking at different ways or better ways by which I'm able to bring about this that we're talking about today, and that is implementation. The ability to implement, different frequencies, different waves, and different vibrations. Because implementation, my brother, implementation, my sister, that's how we oscillate and vibrate at the highest possible level. You got to be able to implement. And so now when we talk about the number one of the three keys to peak performance, and as a peak performance coach or a high performance coach, my job is to assist people with the act of fulfillment, with the act of implementing, with process improvement. So the word implementation simply means to implement. And the word implement simply means this ability to basically engage in an activity, to perform or to carry out, to put something in motion. It means to fulfill. So this is peak fulfillment. This is what we're talking about today. And my job is to assist you with operating at your peak fulfillment. So remember, we wanted the peak performance. We broke down the word performance. Now let's look at the word peak. Because, again, it's like all of these terms, because this is the end game. Because, remember, people don't buy products and services information. People buy results. What is the result? Well, what I am promoting is the top of implementation. So the word peak means pointed top of anything. It means the top. So I'm talking about top. When I use the word peak, I'm talking about, a pointed top. The word peak, also, you can look at the word, attain, or the word attainment. And also getting back to the other word, development. So the word peak has to do with the highest point. Or we could use the word highest. The word that they used was, I think it was spike. S-P-I-K-E. So the word peak means the highest spike, the highest peak, the highest instrument. So peak means highest spike. Performance means implementation. So I'm interested in the implementation of my highest spike. So that's the goal. That's the end game. That's the point of the class today. So now let's break down these three keys by which we are able to operate at our highest, or the implementation of the highest spike or the highest peak. This is how we perform, or how we operate. So the number one key is, how do I find a worthwhile pursuit? Well, again, thankfully, this is what I do for a living. It assists people with finding a worthwhile pursuit. Now, everybody's definition of worthwhile is different. So that's the key. The key is what's worthwhile. Number one, you start off with what is worthwhile for you. Because what we are talking about today is, again, the implementation of the highest, I'm using the word aperture. Let's say the electricity is magnetism. So I got to have something that amps me up. And that's the worthwhile pursuit. So my worthwhile pursuit, that is something that is really worth my while. That is why I am in pursuit. So you see how this is kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. And so this is how we are able to generate leads. Because, we want to be organic, we want to be natural, we want to be authentic. Because the only thing that matters in life is lead generation, lead follow-up, and lead conversion. So this is another way of talking about, because good people who make a lot of money in business, they do these three things. And so, number one, worthwhile pursuit has to do with lead generation. Now, you should ask yourself, how does that generate leads? Because I'm watching, and the whole world is watching you. You may not think they are, but they are. Every time you post on Facebook, the universe, everybody's watching to see what you post. People are, they're not like outwardly hoping for your demise, but they're not outwardly hoping for your success either. Why? Because they're so wrapped up in their own. We all are. Let's be honest. I mean, I don't want bad stuff to happen to nobody, but I'm putting money in my account. Now, if you're putting some money in your account, that's cool. That's good, too. But I'm kind of focused on putting money in my account. I mean, it's nothing personal. Hopefully, you own the same program. Hopefully, you putting money in your account, too. But a lot of people are not putting money in their account. And the reason they're not putting money in their account is they don't understand the process by which you can put money into your account. So if you don't understand the process of how to put money into your account, then you can't put no money in your account. So how do you put money in your account? Well, worthwhile pursuit of a worthy goal. What does that do? That generates leads. Now, a lead is an interesting word because the word lead, generation, that just simply means a prospect, a potential customer, right? Potential. Doesn't say they are a customer, it's a potential. Now we got to do number two. In order for you to operate at your peak, you have to be able to follow up. Now, when it comes to business, it's easy. It's like somebody like your stuff. You know, you can email them, you can text them, you can call them. There's a lot of different ways that you can follow up with people, right? In the quote unquote real world. But when it comes to performing at your peak, you know, all of the greats, think about all of the great athletes out there and what allows them to be so great. Follow up has to do with what I talk about every day. So this worthwhile pursuit of I'm going to use the word, I need a good word. Big G, we need a good word today. The worthwhile pursuit of let's use the word magnanimous process. We got to find something that's off the his old faux shizzle. We got to go off the plantation today, Dr. Martinet. So most people don't have a magnanimous process. Now, when I say magnanimous process, we're talking about a way by which you, every day, this is automatic. It doesn't require you to be anything because it is organic and it is natural. It is totally like foreign to you not to do this. It is so organic. It is so natural that if you did not do this, you would be, I'm going to use the word nauseous. You would be like something would be off. Because what we're talking about is number two, which is follow-up. In business, follow-up, everybody has, some people do emails. There's a lot of different ways to follow up. I follow up with people with these shows. Then I follow up, and getting back to my grassroots of, and I'm gonna, rebrand from the perspective of promote. Just simply talk about it. Why? It works. So if you remember the definition of what we said when we started, we said that peak performance means implementation. The word performance means to implement, along with develop, process, fulfillment, execution, action. So it's all about the implementation, and we said that the word peak means highest spike. So what we're talking about, we got to be crystal clear, especially continuing in the rest of this year, because this is all I'm focusing on for the rest of this year. Now, everybody else will be talking about a lot of different things, but at the base, regardless of the topic, all I'm talking about is, okay, I'm here to help you with the implementation of your highest spike. That's another word for peak. That's it. We're not going to, talk about it. We're going to read about it. We're not going to study it. We're all about the implementation of your individual highest spike. So, spike, it goes up and down, it goes up and down. So everybody spike on different things. But so we're talking about the highest spike. Now, you got a lot of spikes, right? Spikes are like likes. But we're talking about the highest spike. Not one of the mediocre spike, the highest. So this is about the implementation of your highest spike. And we say the way that you cause action, if you will, at a very high level is number one, you have to be in the pursuit of a worthwhile goal. Which leads you to number two, You have to have a magnanimous process that is taking you to number one. Now, the question that you should be asking yourself is, how do I develop this magnanimous process? Because we already know how to develop the worthwhile goal. And if we have forgotten, then for me, it's very simple. I take my month, my day, and my year. That is my pursuit. Because I'm born in the month of September. Nothing is more important to me than awareness. Total awareness. Not partial. Nothing. I can't do darkness. I can't do lies. I can't do deceit. I can't live in error. I can't live when the shit is not clear. I can't do gray. The shit's either white or black. I can't do this fuzzy math. 2 + 2 = 4. It don't need this new math. I can't do that. I don't do that. So I know what's important to me. So I'm in pursuit of that. I'm in pursuit of clarity. What about you? So from now on, I'm only talking to and coaching people who are in pursuit of their highest spike. That's the month that you was born. Now, you can slice it and dice it however you want to slice it and dice it. You can call it whatever you want to call it, because remember, the word total awareness means a lot of things to a lot of different people. So I got to define it based upon what it means to me, because I'm born in September. So if somebody asks me, okay, Doc, how do I do number one? I want to be a peak performer. I want to be a high performer. Do that. I want to be able to implement it at my highest speed. What do I do? Well, number one, you got to be able to tell me, what does the month that you was born mean to you? To me, the month of September means crystal clear clarity. It means no spookism. It means facts. It means proof. No fuzzy math. If you cannot prove to me beyond a shadow of a doubt, using the technology, using cosmology, theology, and biology, and we can throw in any other things. I remember this is my own this is how I operate at a high level. I only talk about shit that I can prove, using cosmology, theology, and biology. Why? That's just worthwhile to me. Now, it may not be worthwhile to you, but it's worthwhile to me. So if you're born in January, what's worthwhile to you is moving forward. If you're born in February, what's worthwhile to you is maintaining a ruling disposition. Because that's what a spirit is. A spirit is just one dominant thought that spikes all the other thoughts in the brain. So I already know why you cannot operate at it. You can't operate in peak performance. So the reason I could not be a peak performance, every time I stop performing at my peak, I know what's wrong. I've lost sight of my vision. It's just not clear no more, because I'm September. So if you're January, I know why you're not performing, because you're not moving forward. You're not evolving. If you're February, I know why you're not performing. At your highest. Now, you're performing. I'm talking about the peak. Now, we're talking about the peak. We're talking about the highest level now, worthwhile pursuit. We're not talking about love and hip-hop. We're talking about the highest level. You don't have singleness of mind. March, you don't have the ability to cure your own rage. There's something inside of you. Now, you act like Mr. Nice Guy, but deep down inside, not so much. April, we already know, because it was the opposite of energy. You're lethargic. You have no energy. May, no balance. June, masculine. You're born in June, I know what the problem is. The problem is that you're supposed to have feminine wisdom, but you have a masculine demeanor, a masculine disposition. Probably means that you're too what? Well, masculine is associated with reason and logic, not love and compassion. July, we already know, similar to what we said about April. Because in July, you're supposed to be taking massive action. So July, your problem is massive inaction. August, you are supposed to be healing souls. So what's the opposite of healing souls? Making souls sick. How does a soul become sick? How does a soul become possessed? Well, the only way to possess a soul, to make a soul sick, is oppression, depression, possession. So if you're born in August, I already know what the dark side of. What is the dark side of it? The dark side of everybody that's born in August is your soul has been oppressed. That means cruel, harsh treatment. Perceived. Doesn't have to be real. That means something happened to you that really shook you. Could be divorce. Could be the loss of a loved one. Could be lost your job. Could be you went to the doctor and they said you got the big C. Could be using a very, very traumatic event. So the only way to solve, remember, oppression, August is huge because of what it is. Remember, this is the only way you do not operate at your peak. Is because you don't know what is the worthwhile pursuit. Now, we all have a social construct. Remember, this changed my life on January the 1st of 2009 when I totally deconstructed my belief system. I turned my back on everything that I believed and I started to look at it. I no longer took shit at face value. People say the sky is blue. I said, prove it. Well, what's the definition of blue? See, have you ever questioned all of your reality? So someone say, you are a male. I say, how do you know I'm a male? Well, do you got 2 click-clacks? So okay. Then once I went through everything that I believed and I verified it. And everything that I could not verify with cosmology, with theology, and with biology, I threw that shit away. And I threw a lot of stuff away. Which is why I'm in September. So I'm born in September. So my number one, for me to operate it at peak, remember the word peak means highest spike. The word performance means implementation. Reverse it. It is the implementation of your highest spike. You're not implementing your highest spike. You're implementing shit, but it's not your highest. Now, it's good. You're doing good, boo-boo. Now, I ain't mad at you. But you're supposed to be a high vibrational activity line. We all are. God don't make junk. Now, an SPIK is a spike. It means like a very sharp point or weapon. You're supposed to be the implement. Remember what the word that was replaced before they were called Christians, they were called Christians in the ancient text. A Christian is a weapon of God. So peak performance means you are a weapon. That means you smoke Negroes like Cuban cigars. When adversity comes up, adversity carries your luggage. The word spike, it means a nail. In the ancient text, it means nail. So you're supposed to implement. The word implementation means development. It means process. It means action. It means fulfillment. It means the execution of like driving nails. That's what we're talking about today. And the way that you do it is, number one, you must be in the pursuit of a worthwhile goal. Notice I did not say the attainment. Because the moment that you make a decision to pursue it, you have already attained it. So stop trying to get, because you already got. So what does that mean? That means that in the morning when you wake up, you should be in an attitude of gratitude because you already got the thing that you chasing. So peak performance, all the Kobe Bryants, the Michael Jordans, the Julius Irvins, all of the Emmett Smiths, all of the Tom Brady's, all of the peak performance athletes, they all have a peak performance coach. And they tell them to do what? To visualize their desire fulfilled. So number 2 means that you must have a magnanimous visualization process of the worthwhile pursuit. And so what is the worthwhile pursuit? Let's go back to the month that you was born. We left off at August. Means soul healer. Soul is a mind, will, emotion, imagination, and intellect. Your job is to heal it. That's your highest pursuit. How do you heal the soul? You remove oppression, depression, and possession. Because the devil wants to possess the soul. Source code wants you to manage the soul. So that's your job. Now, if you September, you cannot do fuzzy math. Me, shit got to be clear. So anytime I'm not making money, I already know what I'm doing wrong. What am I doing wrong? Fuzzy math. What does that mean? That means shit's not clear. That means that my message, number one, there's only 3 things that you should do in life. Number 1, every day you wake up, leads. Give me some leads. Lead generation. Number 2, lead follow-up. Number 3, lead conversion. If you ain't doing that, you better go get a job. Matter of fact, you might want to go get you 2, where the economy's going. Now, all I'm doing is changing the definition of the words lead generation, lead follow-up, and lead conversion. And doing you no good to have a bunch of Facebook likes and a bunch of YouTube people on your shit if you ain't converting them into customers, paid customers. Now, the way that you do that is, number 1, you have to over understand. We left out with September, October. October is emotional balance. I thought my daughter's born in October. I talk to her about this all the time. So anytime that there's an issue, I already know what it is. Her electricity and magnetism that controls her ocean is not balanced. That means she can't make no money. Why? Because her customers pick up that, like, oh, something's off. So your customers pick up the energy that you're exuding, and they don't buy from you. So anytime I start losing money, I know I'm born in September. That means I'm not speaking with a very clear tongue. I'm speaking with a forked tongue. So the customers don't know. Like, I have to be careful because I do this to myself. I start promoting a bunch of shit. One day I'm talking about fitness. The next day I'm talking about, Jesus. Then the next day I'm talking about Muhammad. Then the next day I'm talking about cellular biology. Then the next day I'm talking about, motor scooters. So what happens is people get confused. And so every time my money starts dropping, I go back to, who am I? I'm Mr. Awareness. Awareness of what? Then that takes me to number 2. Well, what day when I was born? Well, I was born on the 15th. So my job is awareness of 1 and 5. That equals 6. 6 is details. So anytime I want to make money, I start talking about little bitty details of shit that nobody else can talk about. So let me ask you, what day was you born, boo-boo? See, if you don't know, I'm trying to help you today. Number 1, for you to be successful in life, you better know what month that you was born and what that shit means. If not, go get 2 jobs immediately, because shit is hitting the fan. Number 2, you better know your deity, because that is your God. If you don't know what the word day means deity. This is the only way for you to operate at your peak. Why? Nobody can do you but you. There's only one you, and you walk around trying to be somebody else. If you notice, this is what I talk about all the time. Why? Because all the peak performance guys, they know what they do well. Dominic Wilkins did not have a left hand. He didn't. Everybody knew it. Guess what? He still dunked on you. He still outscored everybody because his right hand was deadly. He didn't need a left. Michael Jordan, everybody had a go-to move. Michael Jordan was the first guy that came out with that fadeaway. Now everybody's doing what they call a step back. That was really kind of developed by the Bears. Harden. Look at Steph Curry. The guy shoot threes from anywhere on the court. Everybody has a go-to move. What's yours? That's the day that you was born. Now let me get this right. So what if I got a go-to move, but I ain't using my go-to move? Okay, then I'm not a peak. Can't operate at my peak. I'm performing, but I'm not peak performance. So we left that with October. So October, in order for you to operate at your peak, the month, the day, and then we break down number 3 in a sec. Next is November. November, same. November is interesting. Why? Success. But what does that mean, though? Well, everybody's definition of success is different. So remember, for you to operate at your peak, number 1, you got to generate leads. The way that you generate leads is when people see you in pursuit of a worthwhile goal, you're happy, you upbeat, your energy is vibing, you're sending out frequency, because remember, whatever you send out, you get back. Since you're sending out high energy, because you woke up this morning and you are in the pursuit of a worthwhile goal, that's the shit that loves you more than you love it. Let me say that again. I love a lot of things. I like to do a lot of stuff, but guess what loves me? What do I mean? What can I do with the least amount of effort, that has the highest monetary value, return. For me, creative communication. Why? When you add the month, the day, and the year of my birth, God, the universe, gave me 336. What did God and the universe give you? Why the hell are you doing anything else other than what God designed you? You are designed by the universe to shine. And you walking around here occupying your mind with some other design. That means that you're not authentic. So you can't generate leads. Because nobody's going to follow you because they can't pick up that frequency from you. This is energy work. This is spiritual work. This is success. All of the successful people in the world, the shit comes easy to them. They don't work. They are on vacation. Their vacation is a vocation, which leads me to number 3. Well, did I finish all the months? Yep, I did. No, so the dark side of, so anybody that's born in November, and they are going through life kicking their ass, and they're like, how, Doc, I don't know what to do. My brother prays Jesus, man. It's hard out here for a pimp. So I already know. Well, what's the opposite of success? See, success is what? It's a worthwhile pursuit. So it's a feeling. So anytime I know somebody that is born in the month of November and their life is kicking their, I already know what's wrong with them. What's wrong with them? They don't have a feeling. Remember, they can be millionaires, but they don't feel like a millionaire. So what happens? They send that feeling out into the field. And the field does what? It creates what is real. So what I tell them, now they're not going to implement it because people don't understand how the universe works. So I don't do reality. Remember what we talked about last night in the private message. And this is extremely important because we're talking about success. Faith plus facts equals fruit. Nothing can exist in your objective reality that has not previously been defined and visualized by your mentality. Nothing. Let me say that again slowly. Your reality is based upon your mentality. If you've never seen a dog will walk past you and your brain will block that shit out. You will never see it. Why? Your reality is based upon your mentality. That's why it's called objective reality. That's why some people walk past money. I walk past money and pick it up all the time. Because guess what? Money, I've defined it. Money, I've visualized it. So me and money, we friends. We go back. We go way back. I was out in Dallas hanging out with my daughters this weekend. I have one daughter that's born in October and I have one daughter that's born in November. And my daughter that's born in November is feeling. I understand because of the loss of their sibling, their baby sister. So my daughter that was born in November, she's losing weight, she's looking good, she's getting that her awe spark back. I'm so proud of her because I knew the loss of the way that it hit the whole family, but it really hit my daughter Sheree. It hit hard. It hit all of us hard. So I knew that success is not material. Success is mental. So she's born in November. So now that she's feeling better mentally, she's bought a new house, she's losing weight. She got a glow on her face. We went out, hung out, man, doing great. Why? November, just like October, those are spiritual months. All of these months are spiritual, by the way, but those two really hinge on your mentality. Nothing can exist in your reality that has not been previously observed and defined by your mentality. If you have not observed wealth and defined wealth, you will never have wealth. Which leads me to the month of December. Because the month of December is what? Wisdom, but it's spiritual wisdom. So what is a spirit? A spirit, as we defined it last night, is one thought expressed 10 times. What is legion? My name is Legion, for we are many. Legion is 10 different thoughts expressed one time. So, legion, demons, is too many minds. A demon is nothing but you're thinking about 10 totally different topics all at the same time. That's failure. What is success? Success is thinking about one topic. Remember, we broke down the word mindful and mindful. So mindfull, 2 words, mindful, bam, that's Luciferian. Because your brain is full of all the shit you got to do today. Right, ladies? Right, mothers? Mothers, how much shit you got going on in your head right now? It's a 3-ring circus going on in your head right now. That's the devil's number one trick with mothers. So what do you got to do? Mindful. mindful. One word. You got one thought. And that is, what is the number one thing that you need to do right now? Okay, just focus on that. If you're driving the kids to the school, forget about everything else. Pay attention to the road, man. We just saw last night, it was just tragic. A guy, this was rough. It was on the news, man. Father comes home, opens his garage door, backs his truck into the garage, and he runs over his 2-year-old daughter, who he thought was in the house with his mama. Some kind of way, the little baby crawled out of the house, and it was in the garage. Wow. I don't know. I'm just thankful that, man, oof, that's rough. He thought the baby was in the house. You have to be present, brothers and sisters. Success is, number one, the worthwhile pursuit of not, I hate to use the word worthy goal. It's the worthwhile pursuit of your individual role, which is number 2. Number 2 is a magnanimous role or a magnanimous process, which takes us to number 3. In order for you to operate in your peak performance, you got to be what they call in athletics and sports, Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan used to talk about. You got to be, when they drop 50, 60 points on somebody, they in the zone. Brothers and sisters, it is pursuit, it is process. The word zone for me means purpose. If you want to operate, if you want to generate unlimited leads, if you want to be able to connect, follow up with those leads, and if you want to turn those leads into paying customers, business, everybody talk about all this stuff in business. Business is nothing if you don't have these 3 things. I don't care about your marketing campaign. I don't care about your building. I don't care about your colors. I don't care about your website. I don't care about none of this shit that you talk about. If you do not have a lead generating device, if you don't follow up with those leads, and if you can't convert those leads into paying customers, you ain't got no business. You got a hobby. And the way by which you generate leads is you must be in pursuit of your design, because nobody can be you but you. So when you're out there in the marketplace, you are so rare. I'm trying to figure you out. You don't even know who you are. So you are, shall I say the words, organic, which makes you very natural, comfortable in your own skin. You should be. Shit is your skin. Do you know that a lot of people are not comfortable in their own skin? Hopefully you're not one of them. See, to be in the zone, boo-boo, you better be organic, natural, and authentic. If you are organic, and we already broke this down, so we don't have to go over this again. So every morning I wake up, I just tell myself, because there's so much temptation out there, man. There is a new program out every day. And I be tempted, try this program. There's a new marketing campaign. There's a new SEO program. There's a new, autoresponder. There's a new all-in-one platform. There's a new get customers for you. There's this there's new technology. There's all this temptation. Every day I look at it, say, damn, that's interesting. Sometimes I study it. I've even ordered a few. And guess what? All the programs I order, it's just sitting on my desk. Or it's a download on my computer. I don't use none of that crap. I ain't gonna say it's a waste of money, because it's good to know. But I always go back to this. I always go back to these 3 steps. Why? Because for 20 plus years, they work. This is what I call metaphysical marketing. All of the gurus out there, everybody's out there. Now, this works in wealth, health, wisdom, and relationships. Could you imagine if you was in a relationship with somebody and you were organic, natural, and authentic? That person will probably leave you. Why? Because they've never seen it before. Nobody's real. Everybody's fake. Everybody's like, see, people present to you what they think you want to be, what you want them to be. Very few people are really comfortable in their own skin. That's why they can't win. See, you cannot win if you're not comfortable in your own skin. See, nobody should be able to get in your skin. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get there today or tomorrow, but your job, your goal in life is to, no external demonstration should override your internal revelation. 0. In other words, nobody on Facebook should be able to rile you up. Your husband and your wife should not, they can, but there's nobody should be able to get in your head. Who push your buttons? Is it your supervisor on your job? Do you know that everybody you meet is a version of you? You are just meeting yourself. Do you know that you're married to the female version of yourself or the male version of yourself? So anytime you meet somebody that pisses you off, that's God telling you, hey, that part of you need to work on it. Could you imagine if you could go through life and nobody could get underneath your skin? Now, I'm almost there. Hey, I've been working on this for a while. Because remember, the only way that you can't operate at remember the definition of the word peak performance, you got to reverse the word. The word performance means implementation. The word peak means highest attainment. So this is the implementation of your highest attainment. What is your highest attainment? Well, that would be your purpose. If you notice, the 3 steps are pursuit, process, and purpose. To operate at your peak, you have to, number 1, you have to have a worthwhile pursuit. Right now, your pursuit is not worthwhile. How do I know? Because you're not doing it every day, all day, 24/7, 365. When you get off, you stop. Why? Why do you stop? Like, I can't stop. It's like, I don't know what else, what else am I going to do? What else can I do other than creative communication about small details that other people miss? Not because they don't like it, but because they can't see it. How come they can't see it? So I can see it, but how come I can't see it? How come you can't see it? Well, and remember, there's things that you can see that I can't see. Because my reticular activating system is programmed by me. How? Nothing can exist in your objective reality that you yourself have not previously defined and observed. If you have not defined God and observed God, God does not exist for you. You have religions. You got faith. You ain't got no facts. Enter the average Christian. They can't define that shit. They believe it, but they can't define it. Therefore, they can't manifest it. That's why most of them that I know, they're not happy. Their lives suck. Now, like me, when I was in it, they're going to put on the Christianese. Praise Jesus. Everything is, Jesus Christ and crucified, but deep down inside, just like when I was in it, deep down inside, there's a hollow shell because they know they're perpetrating a fraud. Why? Because their faith has no facts, so they can't produce no fruit. The Bible says you can know them by their fruit. Look at people, man. See, watch what they post on Facebook, and then watch them in their real life. They ain't the same. Everybody's a Facebook hero, but in real life, zero. Peak performance means that you're implementing your highest possible good. So what is your highest possible good? Number one, everybody on this call, your highest possible good is the month. The word month means mammoth or manna. Remember we broke down what manna means? M-A-N-N-A. Bible, the manna dropped from heaven. Manna means man up. That's a high vibration. In other words, manna didn't fall down from heaven. Your brain went up to heaven. Manna is what they call white powder gold. It's Armis. O-R, remember that orbital, blah, 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 blah. That stuff that was in the movie Limitless, where you get your whole brain thinking. Then we broke that down already. The body produces that naturally. We broke that down already. So when you are in the pursuit, the body produces manna in the brain. All of the happy chemicals are, so before I brought my Corvette, my brain was already releasing the chemicals as if I already had the Corvette. Because I was doing the things that would draw the Corvette. My house is about halfway finished getting built. And this was a good lesson because the wife was going up and down, and been very emotional. Every time we bid on the house and lost it, bid on the house and lost it, bid on the house. This went on for a year and a half. Me, I was already in the house. I had none of the emotion because I was never attached to one specific house. I knew my house was coming. And everything that I wrote down on a piece of paper, bam, I got it, except for one thing. The only one was that the house that we're getting built is not in the same school district. That is the only thing that I have on my paper that I wrote down 2 years ago that is not in the current house. And that, I was just doing that for the kids. It wasn't really for me. I don't care less where the house is at. Why? I don't go to school. So what's the point, Doc? What's the point? Well, see, when you are in the pursuit, the brain doesn't know the difference between attainment and pursuit. The only reason that you cannot be successful in life, the only reason that you can't be happy today, you are not in pursuit of your highest aspiration. You are in the pursuit of something that you believe is attainable. You're not in pursuit of the thing that gets your goat. What gets my goat? Okay, what month were you born? I was born in September. You know what gets my goat? Clarity. I was raised in a cult. Y'all don't understand. I mean, some of y'all might understand. Do you know what it's raised like to believe all of your caregivers deceived? Do you know what it's like to be a kid? And everywhere you go, everybody's making fun of you. Oh, yeah, your mama's murdered a turtle. She's slow. Yeah, she was on. Do you know what it's like to be a child and be laughed at and picked on every freaking day? Well, I was fighting Negroes left and right. Because the whole town, I grew up there was 400 people in that two-horse town. Why my mama got to be the only one to go with the lady? Do you know what that does to a child? I don't know if y'all understand. It's a miracle I'm still here. So people ask me why I have a healthy disdain for what y'all Negroes call religion. You don't know how I was raised, bruh. Because if you did, you would understand. But what about you? You know that everything that you went through was tailored for you to be successful? Do you know that all adversity was you supposedly, according to the ancient text, you picked out not only your parents, but all the bad shit that happened to you, you pre-ordered it so that way it could remind you that you are a God with amnesia. Oh, brothers and sisters, my life reminded me, damn, I ordered a very good script. I'm impressed with myself. Damn, I ordered so much adversity that I'm good now. I don't need no more. So I learn on the mountaintop now. I don't have to go down to the valley like some of you high vibrations are keeping off. I say, God, I'm good, boo-boo. You ain't got to send no more adversity my way. After losing my daughter Shamora and all the other shit that I've been through, yeah, God, I'm good. I'm going to stay on top of the mountain. So you won't see me in the valley no more, bruh. I come down and visit y'all. I ain't going back to Egypt. Y'all can go back. I ain't going. So I ain't going back to Egypt. What does that mean? All this, people say, well, life is cyclical. My brother, praise Jesus. Bad shit happens. No, it don't. It only happens if you believe that. You can write your own script. You ain't got to go through. The economy is failing for them. Joe Bezos, he living large. So whatever he doing, that's what I'm doing. You think the 1%ers are experiencing, problem with the gas? Because guess what? I'm going to outproduce whatever shit they got planned. You should join me. So I don't care about the gas prices. I don't care about the cost of the house. The house will go up $1 million for a Matchbox. No problem. I'm going to make $2 million. If a Matchbox costs $2 million, I'm going to make $4 million. I will outproduce the dominant culture. So if you don't make up your mind I don't give a damn about adversity. I only worry about one thing, performance. But the word performance is a bad word. The word performance means process. See, you don't got a process that you love more than your performance. Not you personally, but, people you know. Let me say that again. I got a process. My wife thinks I'm touched in the head. Every time the in-laws call, they ask, hey, what my son-in-law doing? Well, he on the computer. See, that nigga got the computer glued to his forehead? Pretty much. I went down here with my daughters this weekend. When I wasn't at Sade's house or Sheree's house, where was I at? When I was driving, what I was doing on the computer. Y'all understand what I love. This ain't like I love what I do. Ain't shit else after that I can do, Sister Carolina. Nothing appeals to me, Sister Diane. This is it. I'm a one-trick pony, but this one trick, Reverend Cheryl, wait, this is a bad moment. So yes, I am in pursuit. Therefore, my brain says, and I really do, and this is the dangerous part. The dangerous part is that you actually buy your own Kool-Aid. You actually believe your own hype. Now, Reverend Cheryl, it gets a little dangerous, Reverend Cheryl, when you ain't producing no fruit, but you believe you are. The dark side of peak performance is when you think you're dropping 30 points and you throwing up bricks. See, Steph Curry, when the ball releases his hand and he just turns and runs the other ball, he don't even watch the ball go through the basket. Watch him in his game. He shoots the ball half court and just turn and start running the other way. But what if the ball don't go through the hoop? See, sometimes we can lie to ourselves and we know that the ball is not going through the hoop. But we do not want to adjust our shot to ensure that the ball is going through. So, number one, worthwhile pursuit. That means lead generation. If you are in pursuit of the goal, everybody want to jump in because everybody want to go when you're winning, your energy is high, everybody want to be on your team. So you'll always have customers. Or you'll have tire kickers. Let me put it that way. They're going to come and they're going to kick your tires, so then you got to have number two. You got to have a magnanimous process. Number one, you must be, I got to look at you and I'm going to ask you, hey, where you going? Because you going somewhere really fast. You are in pursuit. It's like a police chasing a criminal. And they speeding. They are in hot pursuit. That should be you. Are you in hot pursuit today? If not, you need to get in hot pursuit. Okay, Doc, how do we get in hot pursuit? The month that you was born, I tell you what to do. I'm in hot pursuit of clarity. I don't like ignorance. I hate being in error. I would rather die than live in error. Y'all know I say that all the time. So I know I'm going to find a solution. Every problem that I ever encountered in my life, I've solved it. And will continue. Because I refuse to live in a world where problems exist. I refuse. So that's number one. Then you got to make a process. So I have a process by which I obtain and maintain my pursuit. I'm in the pursuit of September. September is total clarity or total awareness. So that is why I got $100,000 that I can prove to you that your deity ain't real. Anybody want to take me up on it? I don't care who your deity is. Just throw a name out there. I can prove it to you right now. He ain't the real deal, Holyfield. I got documents. Y'all want documents? What y'all want? I had a guy yesterday, contacted me, potential new client. Say, man, this guy was a chief in Nigeria. He was, something happened, long story short, can't put all his business out there, but he ended up on the wrong side of Popo. Popo sent him to jail. He gets out of jail. Now, he called me and was referred from somebody else. I talked to him for 1 hour. The dude was like, man, we got to meet. I need to fly down there and talk to you. He did everything. He said, I never met the dude in my life. I can't even pronounce his name. It's an African name. You know, I don't want to butcher his name. I just called him Chief. Just met the client yesterday. What I told him over the phone, because, again, his numbers, shit doesn't lie, bruh. You can change your letters, but you cannot change numbers, homie. The universe that we live in is freaking based upon numbers. I've been saying this shit for 20-plus years. I got family members, niggas that still walking around in Groundhog Day because they don't pay attention to their freaking numbers. 2 plus 2 always equals 4 in any freaking culture. I don't care if you're black, white, green, if you're a monkey or a squirrel, the shit always equals 4. If you got 2 rocks and you get 2 more rocks, that's 4 rocks. Ain't got shit to do with religion. The universe that we live in is a mathematical universe based upon freaking precision. So if you got a step-by-step system, the shit will work. Guaranteed. That's how you get in the zone. So that's how you get conversion. Because everybody wants a problem solved. Like I told you guys when I was going through, just like right now, you know, hey, I went through this diet, and I already knew. Because I've done it 1,000 times. But this time was a lot different. And I was telling all of the men why doing certain things that will definitely impact your libido. And I told you guys I'm going to do a whole separate show because a lot of men don't know this. So if you're a man, especially when you get older, over a certain age, and you walk around and bam, your libido takes a hit, you want to get you some, well, I can't. Well, yeah, you know what? Hey, I told you guys yesterday, it's called Tongkat Ali. Tongkat. And the word Ali, A-L-I. No man I've talked to even heard of that shit. Another one's called Fogdogla agrestes. Have you ever heard of that? It's a plant. Now, Dr. Saber, he taught this shit a long time ago. Remember, he cured it. Dr. Saber was 75 years old. He had a 2-year-old. Because what did it do? It regrows stem cells. And then I went through Dr. David Sinclair. Remember the class that we just did? And I gave you guys all of the longevity genes. So everything has a plus and a minus. So I've been taking CMOS. I've been taking Bladerac because it has all 100 and my skin broke out with a rash all over. I was scratching like a dog with ticks. Well, one of the side effects of CMOS is it flushes all of the impurities out of the body. Well, what is the number one emission system out of the body? Your skin. So I had this rash, and I was scratching and scratching, so I was like, what the So I got bathed in Epsom salt, so what did I do? I stopped taking the CMOS. I stopped taking the Bladerac, and I stopped taking the burdock root. Guess what happened? Rash went away. So if you don't know that, you think something's wrong with you. So that's all this stuff. Remember we talked about the moringa leaves. The best source of protein is moringa. So you can eat steak, or you can eat moringa leaves. They both have the same. So depending on what you're doing, what's the point, Doc? What's the point? That is a process. A process is a step-by-step system that you've personally implemented that gets results. Facts plus faith equals fruit. That's how you perform at a high level. I don't teach shit I ain't done myself. I don't recommend you do either. Because now you need a clever marketing campaign to try to convince me to buy it. But when you got fruit, this is the problem I have with religion. When you got fruit, okay, give me your program. But if you ain't got no fruit, if you're not organic, if you're not natural, if you're not authentic, I know that you're not generating no leads. I know that you are not following up on those leads. And I know that you're not converting those leads into paying customers. So brothers and my sisters, in order for you to operate in your peak performance, you need to know the month, the day, and the year that you was born. You break those down into single-digit numbers. Mine is 969. That 9, which is a month, that I must pursue that. The day, that's my niche. That is my process. My process was already established before I was born. I am a independent leader. That's why I ain't following no other alkebulan. I'm a 5. I'm a free spirit. Can't put my black ass in no box, homie. That's why I've had 68 jobs. I am unemployable. I got that from Dr. Jerome. You can't employ me. I'm a 5. I'm like to win. And those two together makes a 6. I'm a perfectionist. I'm going to keep doing the shit till I get it right. So that's my process. 1, 5, 6. That's how I do number 3. Fulfill my purpose. If you take the 4 numbers of the year that I was born, it equals 9. 9 means ether or high mind. So if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do the shit right. So as long as I do my month, my day, and my year, 969, I am guaranteed to shine. That's peak performance. I love you, appreciate you. We're going to see you guys on the top, not at the bottom. God bless.